Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to set up an Omron V430 code reader to read a 2D matrix code and send it out to PLC via Ethernet IP. I am Trinh, Senior Application Engineer for Valin Corporation. Let's get started. So what you want to do first, you open your browser and type in the IP address of the V430 code reader. In my case, it's going to be 192.168.250.5. And what we'll do is going to launch the Omron Weblink inside the code reader and allow you to set up. So here we are. So first you want to set up the trigger, change that to continuous so you can see how the image look like. Okay. Then, so it looks good. It's in the field of view. You want to put it back in the trigger mode. And then what you want to do next is to set up your windows of interest. Okay. Where you want the code to be read. So this region right here, you can move them around. You can size them. Okay. Any way you want it. Okay. And then what you want to do next is select this icon, which is quick photometry. And what we'll do is gonna basically automatically set up your exposure time. And when it finishes, you will see it down here. Okay. So it's done. And then what you want to do next is to select this autofocus. So what this autofocus does for you is to, so I'm going to select this and place it right on the code itself. So what it will do is automatically adjust your focus and make sure it's set up correctly. So right here, this is what it's shown, 287 millimeter. And that means it's how far it's away from the code to the tip of the lens of the V430. What you want to do next is select this icon here to train the symbol setting and set up the best read performance. So this is going to take a while. The nice thing about this is that it does everything for you. It selects the code, it optimizes and gives you the best performance to read the code. So it's going to take a while. It's 67% done. I'll show you later on if you want to go in and change some of the exposure time, the gain, to get a little bit more performance out of it. You can do that. All right. So it looks like it read it. I'm going to try a different location here. I'm going to rotate it a little bit. Yep, it reads okay. All right. I have another code on this side. And it reads okay as well. Okay, I'm going to go back. So, as I mentioned before, if you want to go in and change the exposure time, you can do it here. You can change the gain, you can do that as well. So let me make it darker a little bit. All right. And I'm going to trigger it. You see, it's still reading it even at that dark. But let me bring it back up a little bit. Also, there's a feature on here that you can set up. So if it's matching the string that you taught, then it will give you an output. And if it doesn't match, then it gives you an output as well. So a different output. So I'm going to switch it over here. I'm going to trigger it. Okay, and you will see it shows mismatch here. Okay, I'm going to put it back. Trigger it again. And it's matched. Now you can set up the string however you want it to be sent out. You can set a preamble string if you want to. For me, I'm just going to leave the code the way it is and then have the carriage return line feed connect when it's sent it out. As far as the output, you got three outputs to set up here that you want if you want to. First one is match. So if it's matching the code, then that output will turn on. If it doesn't match, then the output 2 will turn on. The third one is either mismatch or no read. Okay, so you got three outputs to play with. Now, if you want to change that, you can click on it and you can select this and select the arrow down and select different option here, okay? But for now, I'm just gonna leave the way it is. I'm gonna click done here. The next thing I wanna do is to set up my Ethernet IP so that it can send out a string correctly. So to do that, you select this gear icon and select Advanced. Once you're here, you wanna select Communication tab. And under this tab, there's a Ethernet IP. Make sure that is enabled. Also in here, there's a Ethernet IP byte swapping. The nice thing about this is in certain PLC, you may need to enable this so that it will do automatically swap the byte for you. Otherwise, you have to do that in the PLC, which is more code for you. But this is automatically take care of that. For me, I'm going to leave it the same. I'm going to close this. So that's it. That's how you set up the V430 to read the code and send it out the string via Ethernet IP to the PLC. If you have any questions, please call, and thanks for watching.